Okay, so the first example is from a long time ago, the 1970s or something, is these dual-tone multi-frequency signaling systems, okay? So I don't know if you guys have seen phones like this. They have numbers on it and buttons, and you can press them. And what they did in the early days, you phoned a call center, and then it said, press 1 for this thing, and press 2 for this thing. And what those phones actually did was, if you press the button 1, then it will send over the telephone line 2 frequencies. Okay? The one frequency will be at 700 hertz, and the other one at 1209 hertz. Okay? And if you press the button 9, then it would send 1477 and 852. And then the people on the receiving end, the people at the call center, they had a little box that then told them, okay, this person pressed the 9. Okay, some pretty old school technology. Does this make sense? Okay, I don't think it's used anymore. So, but you've heard, but like, okay, that's a 1. It's a 9. There's actually 2 sinusoids. It's difficult to hear, but there's 2 sinusoids at the same time, regardless of what button I pushed. Okay, so here's the exam question. I give you this thing, okay, and I ask you what button was pushed. Okay, so how do we do this? In 4 lines of Python is I load in the signal, blah, blah, blah. Let's use a Hamming window because we're fancy, so we use a Hamming window. This function just generates a Hamming window for us. And then we calculate the spectrum with a np.fft.fft. Why FFT? Next week. I will explain. But this calculates the DFT. It's the DFT exactly using the equations that we've seen. Okay, this is the signal. Tell me which 2 frequencies are present in the signal. I have no idea. I can't see. Okay. Like this looks pretty weird, okay? But then what I can do is I plot this. So I've taken the FFT here, okay? I've taken the FFT. That gives me a list of numbers, okay? And then what I do is I plot that list of numbers. Conveniently for you, I also convert the axis at the bottom to frequency. So it's not in terms of samples, but it's just in terms of frequencies. Everyone with me? Now I ask you again, what button is pushed? This is the DFT gave me this answer. What button is pushed? Okay, I still can't see. I need to, because these things are so close to each other, I can't actually see. So I just need to zoom in on that little bit. And I zoom in by just changing that line. I'll just zoom in from 600 to 1700 hertz, okay? Of course. I zoom in 600 to 1700 hertz. Which button is pushed? Okay, 700 is basically there. Okay, and then the other one is almost spot on 1200. So which button? 1, that's right. And we can just confirm this by comparing my signal to the one on Wikipedia. Okay, good. Another one, exam question 2. Okay, I load up another one. Which button is pushed? Okay, I actually don't know. I'll just try and figure it out. So 800 is there, so this is like 850. It's not 940, so I'm in this row. And then 1400, so this is below 1500. So I think 9. Okay, let's confirm. This is Wikipedia. This is mine. Okay, 9. Cool. Okay, let's quickly not use the Hamming window, but use just a square window, a rectangular window once. Can you remember what that does? It's the opposite way around, but you're close. So a Hamming window is slightly wider and less bumpy. A rectangular window is sharper, but more bumpy. Okay, so let's just see if we can actually see this. Okay. So it's difficult to see on this axis, but what you will see, so this is the square window, and you actually get more sharpiness, but what you get is more bumps on the side. You guys see? So I'll just go back to the Hamming window. Dunk, 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 dunk. Okay, and if I run this thing now, it should be less sharp, but also less bumpy. Okay, and you can, if you squint at it, you can see it. There's more points here, which means it's less sharp, but you also get rid of the bumps on the side. Next real world example, I'll just run these cells. What I have here is two little sound files. The one is, I can't remember if it was me playing it, which is why it sounds so bad, but a G chord on a guitar and a C chord, okay? And what Wikipedia tells me is that a G chord on a guitar, there's 6 strings. If I play the G chord, then I basically have these frequencies that makes up that chord. Okay, so these are the kind of the different values of the pitch that I need to make a G chord if I played it properly. Is everyone with me? A C chord is made up, sorry, I realize there's people that actually knows about music in this room, and I'm not one of them. A C chord is made up of these frequencies. That's what Wikipedia tells me. There's 6 strings, so I think each of these matches to a string or something like that. Okay, cool. So I'll just run it through, and I will just play a G major chord for you. Okay. Okay. So here I get the signal. I actually strip out a small window because I don't want to take the whole thing. I get the length. I use a Hamming window. I take the FFT and then I plot it. And this is actually when I plot it, I also zoom into a little portion of the frequency domain. And what I see is these little spikes. It's really a sampled signal, but I plot it continuously. You guys with me? Okay. So this one sits at 98 hertz. That's my thick string. Okay. That's the G. 1, 2, 3. That's my B string. It sits there. 1, 2, 3. 1, 4, 7. Yo, Herman, play better. Something, I don't know, that I maybe missed my D string or something. Maybe it's not in this window that I picked. Next up, 196, 196, 247, 247, 392, 392. So you can actually read off which strings I hit in this little signal. What is this thing? Yeah, that's harmonics. So my guitar, it's a non-linear thing that I'm looking at. So my guitar case is doing something weird and vibrating. And that has a non-linear effect, which means that what I'm seeing here is a multiple of one of these ones. I can't do the math now, but you guys see it. You could do the same with the C chord, C major chord. So 131 sits there. Here, I don't know if this was maybe another string vibrating or something when I played it. I'm not sure. 131, 165, 200, dunk, dunk, dunk. The rest of the C major chord. Is everyone satisfied? This is not sinusoids. This is like real world things now, which is a lot more satisfying.